This is the day after my 48-hour fast. Actually, it was 46 hours, but yeah, we'll round it off to 2 days. Why did I do a 2-day fast in the first place? I believe a fasting routine is really beneficial for fat loss, rapid fat loss. If you have high body fat percentage, I think a long fast is going to really kickstart your fat loss phase. First of all, your body has to deplete its glycogen stores before you can really tap into the fat stores. And a lot of people would argue it depends on calories in, calories out. There's probably a lot of truth to that as well. But for a lot of people, it's really hard to tap in those fat stores. And one of the easiest ways to tap into those fat stores is to fast. It's not going to be for everyone. Not everyone can not eat for a couple of days in a row. I like to do it because it is the easiest way for me. I've got a trip coming up very soon to Thailand. I just want to drop some body fat, and I think this is a nice little experiment. I started off on Tuesday evening. That was my last meal, and I think I weighed in at around 78.5 kilos. A lot of you guys are going to argue that the weight loss is going to be from water weight. This is probably true. So I weighed in today after my refeed at just a touch under 78 kilos, so 77.8. I would say, yeah, a lot of it was water, but as well, there was a bit of body fat involved in the weight loss. I can really pinch and feel which areas I know come off first. So you might have an area on your physique where you know it's going to come off first. So for me, it's the midsection around the love handle area. Yeah, so let's talk about the fast. The fast itself wasn't that difficult. You just got to get over that hump of where you usually eat, and that's what drives your routine and hunger. So before this fast, I already had a little bit of practice. I was doing the last 2 weeks just one meal a day. So one meal a day, but eating pretty much whatever I want in that one meal, which usually consisted of rice, some form of meat, but also was indulging in some cakes and ice creams and treats. And for those 2 weeks where I had the one meal a day, I did lose a few kilos. Went from top of 80 to 81 kilos down to what I just said, about 78.5 kilos, even 79. So I lost a couple of kilos, nothing too significant. Just cutting out the extra meal at lunch obviously really helped with the extra fat loss. There's a bit of calories in, calories out in that equation there. With the fast, what I really noticed is on the first day, Wednesday is a complete full day where I trained, worked, and did everything that I usually do without any food in my stomach, going to bed. So that first day, I would describe it as being probably the hardest day because it's a bit weird going to bed without any food in your stomach. I got really hungry during times that I usually eat, which is about 7 p.m. So I was actually thinking and planning what I was going to eat after I break my fast. But after the hour, around 8:30, 9 o'clock, didn't feel hungry anymore. So I went to bed, and it's an odd feeling because when you eat, you tend to feel a little bit more relaxed, almost sleepy in a sense. And I think all you will understand that. I didn't have that feeling, so it was a bit strange going to bed like that. And I also had my magnesium supplement, which puts me to sleep relatively quickly. Yeah, but this time I felt a bit more wired. That sleep that night was definitely restless. Woke up a few times. Yeah, it was strange. It didn't feel as deep as it usually was. But when I woke up the next day, hunger levels were normal. I wasn't hungry. It felt like a normal day, considering that I didn't eat for the whole of Wednesday. I trained, and training was good. Had decent energy levels, wouldn't say anything out of the ordinary. That Thursday, hunger levels were normal. I really experienced the dry mouth, a sign of ketosis, where I'm using my fat for fuel to turn into glucose to fuel my brain. So definitely felt that. And then mid-morning wise, I was actually feeling more clarity, mental clarity, definitely felt more alert. And this is where I really experienced an energy increase. Definitely felt like I was on another level. Just how my mind worked, everything was clearer, sharper. Yeah, it was very, very interesting to experience that. Actually, I had to message a few people and tell them how great I felt. They probably didn't believe me. And for the rest of the day, could feel my energy drop a bit towards the evening. By the time I came home from work, definitely looking forward to that first meal. Interesting observation from one of my friends was that I looked tired and the way I spoke on the camera was slow. So what my mind felt and what I looked to other people, probably totally different things. I probably looked tired and looked like someone who hadn't eaten a meal in 2 days. The first meal, the initial meal, really enjoyed my first meal. I had ribs, rice, fried rice with egg on there, and I had some baklava, which is very sweet. I had some ice cream on there as well, and it just gave me a headache. That rush of sugar, it actually felt like I got punched in the head. That's how bad that headache was. And soon after, I just had to go to bed because do not recommend having a high sugary meal or food after a fast. Went to bed that night, which was last night, and I had a really good sleep, had a really deep sleep. Woke up this morning feeling pretty good. What are the benefits of doing this 48-hour fast? What benefits did I notice? Because I fast already, I didn't notice amazing life-changing benefits, but if I had to note something, your appetite control becomes a lot more superior. You know you can break through those little hunger pains which last for an hour, and after you break through that, you just don't feel hungry. It's like, oh, why do I even need to eat really? I know you should eat, but for those people who are struggling with fat loss, you'll survive if you just miss one meal. I'm not telling you to fast the whole entire day, but sometimes hunger is just routine. So that's one of the benefits, knowing that your body is run by a internal clock driven by your hormones. Second benefit is that you don't have to plan your meals because you're literally not eating anything for the whole entire day. But if you're just into intermittent fasting, if you're into 1 or 2 meals a day, the benefit is you don't have to prepare your food. I found that really convenient. Usually I'll spend about $25 up to $30 a day to buy groceries and eat, and that's another benefit. You're saving money. Third benefit, you do get rapid fat loss because, as I explained earlier, your body has to reach into those fat stores because it's got nothing else. Your body's depleted of glycogen, and you have to really tap into those fat reserves. I would definitely continue this weekly before I go on my trip. I think it really helps. So I weighed in today, as I explained before, just under 78 kilos. And for the next remaining few days of the week, I'm just going to do my regular 1 meal a day, but then the weekend's coming up, so I might have a couple more meals during those weekend days, and then back onto it next week, starting from Tuesday, and then we'll see where this heads to. I'm going to document the whole process in the next 5 weeks, and really seeing if there's any benefits to doing fasting over the regular calories in, calories out, eating every day kind of thing. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting journey.